It's good to be here with you today. Today's topic is a difficult one, but it's something really important for you to move on with life. And it's the topic of forgiveness. So I want to teach you a little bit about the importance of forgiveness, because forgiveness allows you to release anger and blame. And when you release anger and blame, you're able to move on with your life. And a lot of times when we have that anger and blame and guilt and shame, it becomes like an armor around our heart. And it just keeps our heart from ever moving forward and loving again and being healthy and in a happy relationship again. And forgiveness does not mean like that you're saying it's okay what somebody may have done to you or what you did to somebody else. It's not that. Forgiveness is the practice of releasing it, letting it go, because when you don't do that, it's like the first time the bad thing happened, it's a stab in the heart. But then if you don't release it, it's like you keep stabbing yourself in the heart and stabbing the heart and stabbing the heart. And it's the multiple wounds that eventually really cause the trouble. So as we try this practice, I do want you to understand that you may not feel it immediately. For instance, if you're trying to forgive somebody else who did something really bad to you, it may not feel true. It may feel very false. But it's that idea, every time we practice something, we're rehearsing it. And it's like rehearsing to be good at basketball, rehearsing if you're a singer. The more times you do it, the better at it you get. And we are changing our brain wiring, and the new brain wiring will eventually make it easier and easier. So you practice to do that and to make you feel a little better. So let's go ahead and do what we always do to start our practices, which is just shift around in your seat a little bit, getting yourself comfortable, and maybe looking at your feet or looking at your hands, or looking at a clock or a picture or something. And what we do that just to make ourselves very present. So we get out of all of our thoughts that are somewhere else, like, something that happened earlier, something you're worried about, or something like that. Okay. It's a patient practice. We're going to give it a try. And forgive yourself if it doesn't work. It's okay. So we're going to start by slowing our breath down like we always do, and seeing if we can focus our breath in our heart or chest area to activate that brain inside the heart. So breathe softly, breathe slowly. And notice any sensations that are coming up and just acknowledge them. So there are going to be 3 steps to this practice. Step 1 is we're going to bring to mind someone who maybe you harmed, whether you did it knowingly or unknowingly. Sometimes we do it on purpose, but sometimes we do it by accident. So try to remember them, allow yourself to see and feel maybe the pain that they felt when we did them the harm. You can even mentally whisper his or her name. And then we're going to repeat these words. In the ways that I have hurt you or harmed you, out of pain or fear, out of my anger or hurt and confusion, I ask for your forgiveness. Please forgive me. I ask your forgiveness. Please forgive me. I ask your forgiveness. Please forgive me. Now, spend a moment just with a friendly attitude, witnessing whatever comes up inside of you. Maybe it's coming up not the way you want, but that's okay. All we're doing is we're observing it. We're not judging it. Now, step 2 is we're going to do the same thing for ourselves. It's important to bring forgiveness to yourself for ways you've harmed others or because they're causing harm to you. So take moments to reflect on anything in any way that you've harmed yourself. And you might have done it out of pain or fear or hurt or anger or confusion. And say to yourself, just as I've caused harm or suffering to others, I've caused suffering to myself. In the ways that I've caused harm to myself out of fear, confusion, anger, pain, and hurt, in this moment, I am offering myself forgiveness. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. And you can even quietly inside your head mentally say, forgiven, forgiven. You can sense the possibility, even if you're not ready yet, with practice, you could forgive yourself for anything that you have done. And then lastly, step 3, there are many ways in which we have been harmed by others. And sometimes we harm others because we have been harmed. We might have been betrayed by somebody or abandoned, or in any way, somebody else has caused you suffering. For a moment, this may be difficult, but see if you can remember and picture a person that you're not feeling very forgiving toward. You can allow yourself for a moment to feel the hurt, the anger that still lives inside of you, and sense what this is doing to you in your own body. Now, as you feel ready, bring your attention to the person who has caused you harm and see if you can sense how their behavior might have been out of fear or hurt or anger or confusion. Something, that maybe you weren't able to see before. And as you remember this, you can do the same little prayer, I guess we could call it, in the ways that you have hurt or harmed me, knowingly or unknowingly, out of pain and out of confusion, out of anger and hurt. I am offering, to the extent I can, which may not be a lot, forgiveness. To the extent that I'm ready, I release you.